Something mysterious and new Minecraft lore plus much more. Hello there, Ray here, and Mojang just announced that this is going to be the last big change coming with this fall drop. So with this new snapshot today being a 25W33A, will eventually turn into the 1.21.9 update. And from now on, they're going to be working on the next big update, which is probably going to be 1.22, which is going to come out for the winter time. And they act like this is going to be a big one with some really cool surprises, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look at everything that came out today, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. Just like iron golems can give out flowers to villagers, they can now also give them out to copper golems. And when these guys are given the flower, they will put it on top of their little lightning rod on top, and this is what it looks like. You can get the flower off of them by right-clicking them, and that will actually shear them, and then they'll drop it as an item. So I got a poppy item, which would be a really weird way to actually farm poppies in your world, as it's a lot easier to just make an iron farm, as they also drop poppies when they die. But this is such a cool connection between the iron golems and the copper golems, as there are two types of golems and they're both also metal golems, unlike the snow golem, which is made out of snow. So maybe there's some type of lore between these two guys. What do you think? And if we use the data command, we can see exactly how the copper golem is holding this item. Right here it says equipment and it says head, and it says it's actually holding it in its head slot. And using this command, we can do the same thing to our player, and now we have a poppy sticking out of her head. Let's see if we get the poppy if we kill it. Oh, we did. We got the poppy plus we got the copper. And when the copper golem completely oxidizes, it will drop the poppy as an item. And the reference of the copper golem giving out poppies is actually from the movie called Castle in the Sky. We got these really strange flashes that occur in the end dimension sky. These are called skylights, and every few minutes, all of a sudden there'll be a big bright purple spot that will brighten up in the distant end sky. This will randomly be in some area on the sky, but it'll only be one of them, and it will only last a few seconds. And when this does happen, it floods the end dimension with this purple light. And these new flashes come out with this really interesting sound, which is called weather end flash. For some reason, it reminds me of like a solar flare noise. Now they say this is part of the vibrant visuals that they're working on for the Java edition, as Bedrock has it, but we don't have it here in Java edition yet, which would be really cool. But it also makes you think that maybe they're going to add something more to the end dimension, as everybody has been asking for an end dimension update. It's been a while since 1.9 was out. This seems really strange. It almost makes me think that they're coming out with a completely new dimension, which would be really cool. What do you think? Do you think this is more than what it seems? Were you ever typing in your chat and then all of a sudden you died? Then everything you typed just vanished? Well, they added in a new feature today, and that is chat drafts. So if you open up your chat, you'll see now there's like kind of like this italics grayed out text that you were typing. And this is actually a draft of your message that never got officially published. So it just kept it there in the chat. Now you can finish typing and you can hit enter and it will show up for everybody. Now this will only happen if your chat dialog was closed without you doing it yourself, like if you die, as well as any other way your chat could close. But if you just escape out of the chat, it's not going to save it. This resolves a lot of problems when it comes to the dialog command and different things being placed in front of your face. Now there is options in your chat settings where you can save unsent chat messages. So if I click on, now you can start typing and all of a sudden like a mob's coming at you, you want to attack. You can escape out of it and attack the mob, and then you can open up your chat and the message will still be there for you to continue working on. This is such a nice quality of life feature. What do you think of it? Would you ever use it? It's now possible to start typing while you're inside of the Nether portal so that you can pass time by chatting with your other players, and your chat will remain open even when you switch to a newer dimension. I think this is a really cool feature, as there's not too much you can do inside the Nether portal. I really wish you could open your inventory so you could like organize at least or something. A lot of times people just use this time to eat some food to regenerate their hunger. They also reverted back the item location within the shelf. In the beginning it was here in the center, and then they put it down on the ledge of the shelf to make it look like it was actually sitting there. That ruined using the shelf for different aesthetic looks. They also updated the size of different items to make them fit better in the shelf. Like the buttons here aren't so small, when before they were like a little teeny one on the edge there. But you can now use the debug stick to actually change the alignment of the items so that they're at the very bottom. This is only accessible in creative. It allows people to have more creative freedom when designing stuff for like maps. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's better or worse than before? If you have a shelf full of blocks, as well as a hopper pointing into that that's also full of blocks, and then you have a hopper that's trying to pull out those blocks, if every slot of this hopper is actually full of an item, it'll actually stop pulling items out of the shelf for some reason. This is not intended, as it's supposed to fill up all these hopper slots, so they fixed that today. I did manage to make a item filter using the new shelf block. I'll put that in the description so you can check it out later. When TNT is exploding, it will now once again show the little black smoke particles coming off of it, which hasn't been in the game since 1.14. Now normally you can't pick up any type of water creature with your boat, which includes like fish and squids and also include dolphins, but they accidentally made it in 1.21.8 that dolphins could get picked up by boats. This is not good because if you leave your boat out, dolphins can get stuck in them, and since they're out of the water, they will actually eventually die. So they reverted it back so they won't go inside anymore. So if you get a dolphin in the boat now, then when the next full release comes out, the dolphin should stay inside. This would be a new type of discontinued mob, which is something fun that you can collect in your world, which is just one of many types of rares that you can collect in your game. I've been searching for all the different types of discontinued mobs and blocks and items, and I put them into these two big playlists that you can always check out if you want to add some rare stuff to your world. I have those linked down in the description. When breaking amethyst clusters with a pick, you'll get way more than if you would break them down with a different tool. But this special ability with the pickaxe was not applied to the copper pickaxe, so you only get a few. So they fixed this so the copper pickaxe will also give you a bunch. They fixed several bugs related to players switching into spectator mode and back out of it, including this long time bug where you could throw a fishing rod onto another player and go into spectator mode, and you can see that the fishing line is still hooked onto the player. But from my alt's perspective, you can see they don't actually see the fishing line. And even when I come back to creative, they still don't see it. But if I do the opposite, if I put a fishing line on my alt, and if my alt goes into spectator, it looks like the bobber goes right on through to the ground, but it's still actually attached to the player. You can see when I walk around, you can actually see where the spectator player is at based off of it. And if I reel in the fishing rod, I'm actually able to actually pull the spectator player, which is really cool. But they did fix the problem with the fishing line looking different for one player compared to the other. But while fixing these game mode bugs, they accidentally introduced a new one. So if we would leave in creative mode while we're flying in the air, save and quit, and then if we load the game, notice our character is going to fall directly out of the sky. It almost feels like some anti-fly hack measure where they don't want you to be flying through the air, but I'm sure they'll fix this one in the next snapshot. Now the ender pearl chunk loaders, where you have pearls bouncing in some bubble columns here, were accidentally getting deleted when you would leave the end dimension and get the end credits. For some reason it thought that you died and therefore it deleted your pearls, and this would cause all your chunk loaders to completely unload. So this bug is fixed today, and my viewer testing server is open with the latest snapshot, so you guys can hop on and play around with the new features, which I'll also be doing during my Twitch live stream right after this video goes up. You can get your very own Minecraft server hosted with Bisect hosting, and you can even get 25% off if you use code RAID or the link in the description. I've been using it for over a decade, and it's made Minecraft much more fun. I'll see you all over there. Bye bye!